Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
This fire was bad enough, but tonight, brand new audio showing a major problem for firefighters as they rush to save a piece of the iconic Heidelberg project.
And breaking right now, Michigan's Attorney General hits the Southfield city clerk with 6 felony charges tied to the 2018 election.
We're going to begin, though, with a horrible crash on Detroit's east side. A mother and her 9-year-old son hit by a driver who police say ran a red light.
And police have that driver in custody as both the mother and child were rushed to the hospital.
This happened as the pair was getting ready to cross the street at Kelly and Meringue. Rod Maloney live at that intersection. And Rod, initially the driver did not stop.
No, he didn't, Devin. And this is the story that we were told by an eyewitness who did not want to be on camera, refused to talk on camera to us. But this is what he said. This is Kelly right here, goes northwest. There's Meringue, goes east to west. It was at that corner right over there that they were walking just after 7 a.m. And the eyewitness said that the mom and the boy were going to go across the street. The light was green. So mom grabbed his hand and pulled him back in, and the light then turned red. When she saw the red light, she started to move across. But the boy was out leading in front of her, and that's when the the pickup truck came and slammed into them both. For whatever the reason, and we don't know what that is right now, the truck did not slow down. It hit the boy and dragged him down the street some distance. The truck also reportedly hit the 39-year-old mother's leg. They both wound up tossed on the ground, the boy bleeding badly. EMS crews immediately brought them to the hospital, the boy listed in critical condition, the mother in temporary serious condition. The 52-year-old driver jumped from his 90s vintage red F-150 pickup truck, leaving the door open and ran away, abandoning it several blocks north of the crash site, and did so apparently for a good reason. The eyewitness told us a number of others who saw this devastating, bloody accident started running up the street looking to go after the driver. Later, officers towed the battered pickup from the scene as evidence. Still, the driver, we're told, returned to the original scene minutes later in another vehicle, and that's where officers took him into custody. He is currently being held pending arraignment at the Detroit Detention Center. The Citgo station, which is right here at the corner, has security cameras, and it caught this whole awful mess on camera. Detroit police now have that video. It is part of their investigation. Devin, back to you.
Well, Rod, you mentioned the driver now being held in custody. Do we know what's next for him or her?
Well, he is, they don't have a charging packet yet to send to the prosecutor. I just got off the phone with the prosecutor's office. They're awaiting that, and it is likely that if they don't get it today, and they probably won't, they'll get it tomorrow. Whether there's an arraignment tomorrow or the next day, we're going to have to wait and see.
Okay, Rod.
All right, we want to get to that breaking news coming out of Southfield this afternoon. That's where Michigan's Attorney General has charged Southfield City Clerk Sharika Hawkins with 6 felonies connected to the 2018 election. Those allegations involve changes to the list of voters on absentee ballots. However, the Secretary of State says it did not change the outcome of the election. We're gathering information as we speak, including reaching out to the clerk for a live report. That's coming up at 6. A major update now to a story we broke Friday. A man has now been charged with murder in the death of a woman found in the middle of a field in Dearborn.
We bring in Jason Colthorpe, who's got the newest information in that case. Jason.
Yeah, guys, that man is 40-year-old James Lindsay, and today he walked into court, and as he did, you could hear family members react.
Calling him out as James Lindsay.
3 days after finding the body of 34-year-old Sherry Ann Ketris in a field in Dearborn, James Lindsay was officially charged with her murder. A detective on the case requested Lindsay be denied bond, and he gave the judge his rap sheet as reason why.
Mr. Lindsay has an extensive criminal history, including a prior CSE conviction where a weapon was used, an indecent exposure conviction, and a pending case which is currently on bond for out of the Third Circuit Court for felony firearm.
Ketris' family told us the mother of 2 had left work and was coming home early that Friday morning.
She took a long bus ride home from downtown Detroit and was let off at Warren Avenue and Southfield Freeway. And from there, she had to walk a couple blocks to get home to her children.
Her body was found around 7:45 in a field near Paul and the Southfield Freeway.
I can't swallow this. I can't grasp it. It's like it's not true. And I know that my daughter is in heaven. I know she's not suffering, but I miss her. I want to touch her face. I want to see her face, her smile.
Lindsay was denied bond and he will remain in jail. He'll be back in court October 4th, but guys, we might learn more about his motive when he's back in court on the 11th for his preliminary hearing.
I don't know much. Yeah. All right, Jason. Well, we are hearing now from Detroit police on the fatal stabbing just feet away from where EMS was trying to save a man who was suffering a heart attack. We're told first responders are performing CPR when they had to call for police backup after a man ran into a home on Arizona near John R., grabbed a woman and took her to another room. Fire and EMS called police a second time asking when they were going to get there, and when DPD arrived, it was too late. The woman was killed and the attacker got away. Police say it took them 6 minutes to get there and that all first responders did what they could.
It was a very chaotic scene, and the public safety that was there, fire and EMS, they managed the scene to the best of their ability considering the circumstances.
Police say they are interviewing witnesses, including both the fire and EMS crews that were in the house during that stabbing. They are also still investigating the relationship between all three people who were involved, though we do not have yet the identity of the suspect in the stabbing.
Police on Detroit's east side investigate a gruesome discovery. Lodwick Street in the area of 94 and Cadue was closed after a body was found in a trash can. Right now, police continue to investigate what happened.
Detroit firefighters are also trying to figure out what happened after a fire broke out at a nursing home, killing one person and injuring 3 others.
The fire happened at the St. Joseph Manor nursing home on Cadue near Warren on Detroit's east side. The facility was quickly evacuated. 3 people were injured but are expected to be okay. One woman with dementia did wander away but was found a short time later unharmed.
Well, after a weekend of pretty high heat and humidity, some relief has arrived, and it comes with the change of seasons, right?
That's right on time. Cooler temperatures, sunny skies to start the week. Are we going to keep it around, Ben?
I think so, Kim and Devin. Yeah, somebody flipped the switch from Saturday and Sunday. It looks and feels a whole lot different. The only difference is we still have a couple sprinkles going here in our north zone. So you're up here in Sanilac County. Be prepared for just a couple of these raindrops to roll through in the next hour plus. And that should be it as far as precipitation goes, really for the first part of this week. Midweek, we will get another chance of rain, but we're also looking at a temp swing. And we'll see how high and low those numbers go. But the weekend, at least right now, not looking all that great. So we'll look at some of the questions we have about Saturday and Sunday, plus the latest on Tropical Storm Karen and whether that's going to have an impact on the U.S. All coming up in a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben. An early morning fire tears through part of the Heidelberg project, and fire crews at the scene encountered a problem they never expected. Make that 5 problems.
The fire in 2.5-story dwelling going throughout. Got a bad hydrant.
Let me ask you, Steve, before you put in a second bad hydrant, searching for another hydrant.
On my Elliott, you have police for traffic control. Also, we have a 3rd bad hydrant. The hydrant in the middle of the block is bad, too. Since it's Chief 140, we got a 5th bad hydrant. We're still checking to get a workable hydrant.
You heard that right. Those were calls about the 5 closest fire hydrants to the fire because they didn't have enough water pressure. Now tonight, one woman is in custody being questioned in connection with that fire. But as Local 4's Everard Cassimy explains, neighbors are saying enough is enough.
So the fire is out right now, but the investigation into what would have caused it is still ongoing. I got a chance to speak with people who live in this area, and they tell me that they are simply fed up.
Firefighters were still on the scene early this morning after yet another fire at the Heidelberg project on Detroit's east side. The call came in just after 6 this morning, right at the corner of Mount Elliott and Heidelberg. The flames could be seen shooting from the building.
It's sickening, you understand what I'm saying? Now, this one right here, where I heard this is a little personal.
It's personal for Anthony Fulmore because his parents live a block away from the fire. They've lived here since 1965 and have seen several parts of the Heidelberg project burned down.
Every time you come over here, you look at something beautiful, then all of a sudden somebody want to tear beauty down. You understand?
Why do you think this keeps happening?
Jealousy. One of the 7 deadly sins called jealousy, envy. And that's one part of it, somebody envy of another person. And it's terrible, man.
Right now it's kind of early to determine exactly what started the fire was. That's why we have arson here, to figure it out.
It does appear to be suspicious, but we can't say with certainty.
This is not the first time that a building here has caught fire. In fact, this exact structure has caught fire before.
This one caught on fire maybe about 2 years ago, same building.
Firefighters tell us the building is a total loss and would need to be demolished. It took crews about 2 hours to put it out. In Detroit, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
All right, Evrod, and firefighters say there were no injuries.
Well, after a whirlwind few weeks, it's hard to say anything is a surprise these days with Antonio Brown, but we didn't see this one coming. He has re-enrolled at Central Michigan University, where, of course, he played college ball from 2007 to 2009. He won't be on campus, though. He's enrolled in online classes. Over the weekend, Brown tweeted he would not play in the NFL again after being released by the New England Patriots. Recently, Brown has been accused of sexual assault now by 2 women.
All right, much more to come on a Monday. Here's Defender Karen Drew.
I'm Local 4 Defender Karen Drew. I'm taking you inside a room you've never seen before.
You've probably wondered what really happens after you drop off your luggage for a flight. Defender cameras roll inside this restricted area.
It improves our detection capabilities based on the technology.
The Defenders take you behind the scenes coming up.
Also, we're getting our first look at what really happened as a man working as a security guard is charged with stabbing someone at American Coney Island downtown.
But first, as the UAW strike on GM goes into its second week, there are fears there could be problems even if both sides make a deal. We'll explain next.